fighting from both guys. Lots of feints on the side of Nicky Ryan.
What's up guys, this is Santeri and here's a breakdown of my match with Nicky Ryan in Quintet in Tokyo, Japan. Little handshake and here we go. I knew he was gonna be a pretty good wrestler, so I just wanted to make sure that my stance is good in the beginning, trying to collar tie him as much as I can. And basically my idea was to put a lot of weight on him, obviously being a bigger one out of the two, but he was pretty good at also like collar tying me and keeping me off him. I did feel like my physicality would be something that would be a good thing there. Nice double leg from Nicky, but this one I was able to still defend pretty good. Here we fight for the wrist position. I think I'm trying to arm break him and he's trying to basically just finish the single. We were both pretty dry and both pretty cold at the time. Here he kicks me and I was like, what's going on? And back to wrestling. I know Nicky has a very good double leg, so I tried to keep my stance good at all times, but later you'll see what actually happens with my stance. Trying to punch the Yazdani underhook there. He's clearly also watched YouTube, so he knows what's up. Couple feints from him, couple feints from me, a little slap to the head. And yeah, and this is it. I foot sweep him and I go to a bad position and this is where he double X. And basically it was so deep that there's no chance for me to really defend it, so basically I had to pull guard like a little pussy. And here I'm just playing guard. He felt pretty good. He was like moving me quite a lot here, but this is actually something that we trained quite a lot for this tournament, so I wasn't too bothered by his passes. He done a good job at like making me move a lot, but I knew that was gonna happen, so I was fairly confident with that. Here I go for the legs, but no heel hooks obviously in Quintet, and this is where he takes my back in a really nice way with one hook. So basically what he did, if we actually go back, you can see that he has this crazy hip torque on my body. So when I threw my leg over, I'm quite confident in this position. Nobody really has been able to take my back there, but Nicky was able to like swing my hips in a way that was really powerful and it made me spin. And here I remember thinking like, oh shit, not really great start. But if you actually look at all the matches, we all had our backs taken, the Polaris team, and we escaped, so maybe that's something that we have in common. Here he had my back with one hook, trying to fish for my head, but I was still laying on top of the bottom leg, and here I was fairly confident that I'll be able to escape, and I just pushed the heel in between my legs, and my back is on the floor, and here we're back in open guard. And I was like, fuck, now I'm behind, so I have to go forward. I think he already here he felt a little tired. I think when he got my back, he was thinking that it'll be like easy job, but I work a lot of back defense and back escape, so I think he probably messed with his confidence just a little bit, not being able to get to my back, but then not being able to control it so much. So here he's moving a lot. I think this is also burning a lot of energy from him. For me, this is also I'm spending energy, but not so much that I would say that he is. And if you look at it in the beginning, he moves a lot, but later he starts to pass a little bit more on his knees. So I think fatigue was already setting. Here I try to armbar him, and that actually doesn't work so often, but it's a good attack to try. Here we fight for the wrist position. He actually has an underhook, so I tried the same thing again, and he backs out. Little sweep attempt. And he's moving a lot, but for a Finnish guy, I'm surprisingly flexible, so I'm always able to recover a little bit. I was actually trying to stand up here, but I felt like he's all the time pushing me back, and it was quite hard to stand up. I think his plan was to keep me on my ass, which he did pretty effectively. Same sort of thing, me trying to play reverse de la riva. Here I threw my leg over, but again, no heel hook, so I actually go for the reap, and he goes to, I believe this is where he goes to Aoki lock me. But little does he know that I train with my boy Mateusz Ciesinski, and I believe after him no one can finish me with this, so here I was very confident. I didn't feel like it was gonna be a problem for me. I think Mateusz would kill me if I would tap to somebody else than him, so you'll have to break that thing if you want to submit me with that. A little bit checking out the time. Here I really felt like he has nothing, and more energy he spends was good for me, so I was just confident in my defense. The only problem is he already took me down and it's 3:20 to go, so now I needed to get something going. So as soon as I got on top of him after the Aoki lock, I really wanted to put some pace on him. I felt fairly fresh here still. I think he was more tired than me, so here I just tried to knee cut. Something that he does actually very good all the time. He brings that leg over to stop the knee cut, kind of like a false rip. But I don't know, he never went for the false rip, but that was a really good defense from him. All the time when I try to do the knee cut with my right leg, that leg comes over, even now, so I have to fight this off. And I felt like he's really sticky, so it was difficult to get separation from him. Here I started to feel like he's just basically trying to hold me, like not so much to stall, but just to control me, keeping me very close to him. I think my knee cut was pretty strong there, so I think he wanted to keep me closer than like medium distance in passing. Still on the same grip, and now I get my leg free. I think here I went for so you see again I go for the knee cut and that leg comes over. Here I was switching sides because I realized that here I do a knee cut, deep knee cut, but then I have to jump for the leg because I went a little bit too far, went for the leg, and now Nicky got on top of me. Same kind of thing here, I'm playing guard, but now I noticed that he's tired. I remember he was watching at the time. There was 2 minutes to go, and I could feel like he's not the same as in the beginning of the match. And this is where I started to feel like, okay, we're gonna catch this guy. Here I scissor sweep him and I get on top of him. I remember Coach Jed was yelling me that he's tired, so kick to the leg, MMA style. And this is where I think in this break I actually heard Craig Jones yelling to Nicky to dig deep, and I was like, okay, he's tired. So here you can see he doesn't have the same sort of wrestling pop anymore. A lot of feints, but I feel like he doesn't have the same sort of energy anymore. And I think I punched an underhook, so this is where I punched an underhook and I felt like the knee tap could have been there. And I think slowly after this he's gonna, so this is where he pulled guard. Again, bringing the reap over, I'm trying to pass up with my left knee now. And this is where I felt like he's just trying to basically keep me close to him. I feel like this is where we're fighting, me trying to advance a little bit more and him trying to stay safe. I felt like he's breathing pretty hard here. Me also, but actually if your opponent is just a little bit more tired than you actually feel like you have a lot more gas. So I was just trying my best. I was trying my best to win this match right here. Difficult to pass his guard though, and I had to be a little bit careful with the legs, but this is where I tried to be as aggressive as possible. Again, I didn't want to go with my right leg because he kept bringing that leg over, so I have to pass with my left leg leaning forward, and he's able to wrap this up. 30 seconds to go. I think this is where he didn't get passivity, but the referee called him on being passive, so I was thinking that if I just keep a pace on him, he's going to get the second call. And I think after a second we would get to Shido, which means we would score. But he does a good job at recovering, and I'm just trying my best to look active. Oh, second call on the passivity, so actually it was pretty close. I remember thinking about diving for an arm or something, but I think he actually gets me on close guard in the, there we go. He gets the close guard and you can hear me saying fuck. And that's the end of the match, right there. Good match, I think. Me being 10 years older, but him getting more tired definitely was a nice thing. But now it's up to Greg to fight Gregor.